Hey, it's Jay Cohen here. In this video, I'm going to take you along on a sunset photo shoot of the Manhattan skyline. You'll see how the scene changes over the 2 hours I was there and the images I came away with. So let's get started. Well, good evening. I am in Weehawken, New Jersey. I had to come to New Jersey tonight to pick up my son at the airport. He's flying back from San Francisco. He was there for the summer at an internship. And so I left my house a little early, and I'm gonna do a sunset shot shooting the skyline of Manhattan right across the Hudson River here. Just gotta get my gear and set up. Well, I have shot from this spot a number of times. In fact, I did a video a while back, some of the best places to shoot the Manhattan skyline. One of them was here, but it was sunrise. Looking at sunset is very different because the sun is setting west, in the west, and it's hitting these buildings directly. In the morning, it sets kind of behind the city, so it's a very different feel. So I think the images I'll get tonight will be quite different than the shots that I got when I was here in the morning, and I'll show those to you as well. So we are looking at Midtown Manhattan. Right across the river from us is roughly 42nd Street. In fact, I used to work in that area, and I spent a lot of time in New York, so I know many of the buildings that I'm looking at over there. This development here, these tall structures, is a relatively new area called Hudson Yards. You see the Empire State Building in the background there. These very tall buildings, these are relatively new as well. These are apartment buildings known as Billionaires Row. Very, very expensive apartments, beautiful views. That triangular building you see across the river is an apartment building called Via 57. Here's a shot I took of Via 57 up close. I was hoping the sun would hit that more directly, but I may not get that lucky. So Weehawken, New Jersey has a pretty interesting history. The most important event that occurred here is the duel between Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton. That was at the Weehawken Dueling Grounds, which is literally about 1/10 of a mile from where I'm standing. They didn't have this view though. Well, it is about a half hour before sunset, and I'm gonna wait a little bit. I think the sun on these buildings will be even more dramatic as the sun gets lower in the sky. And I think after the sun sets, there's gonna be a nice glow from the west that hits these buildings. They're gonna still be somewhat lit up, but the sky will be a little darker. That's the goal. I'm hoping that I get that sort of scene here. Well, unfortunately, I think there's some clouds in the west because all of a sudden the city is in shadow. And if there were no clouds, I think we'd be getting more sun. So I can always wait until it gets a little darker. We get a nice glow from the ambient lights from the city itself. I don't have to be at the airport for probably 3 hours, so I've got time, and I'll just hang in here and be patient. Well, the sun is bouncing off some of those buildings, maybe not the sun, but a glow from the sky in the west, and I may just focus on the buildings of Hudson Yards over there, because the rest of the skyline is really not glowing much. But again, I'm going to be patient, and we'll see what happens. Even at night, this is a great shot, so I can just wait until it's dark and get some really good shots. But let's hope to get something a bit more dramatic with the sun. So the sun is hitting some of these buildings. They're really just pieces of them are starting to glow. I just may be in the wrong spot. I probably should have planned this a little bit better. I took some shots from here. I'll put them up now. But I was hoping these buildings would be more directly facing the sun. I think you have to come here at a different time of year. Again, just bad preparation. rookie mistake, but had to be in New Jersey anyway, so why not? Well, that sky in the east is starting to darken a little bit, and the buildings are beginning to pop a little bit more. So it's starting to get a little bit more interesting. Well, I got my long lens out, and I'm just trying to get some detail to some of these buildings. I should probably put this on a tripod, but the light's changing so fast that I just wanted to get some shots. So I've kind of bumped up my ISO, and I'm shooting at f2.8. So it may not be the highest quality image, but it's pretty cool. I'll take it. Check this one out. I hope there's not too much wind, because I forgot to put a kind of a little muffler on this microphone, so I'm hoping you could hear me okay, but this is kind of the money shot right here. Well, it is definitely blue hour now. You can see that beautiful color sky behind Manhattan, and I'm just taking some shots. I'm underexposing a little bit, so the sky will be a little bit darker and those buildings will be a little bit brighter relative to the sky, and it's coming out pretty nicely. I'm not sure if I can show you on the camera. I've got a 6-second exposure now, but it's hard to tell on the camera, but coming out pretty nicely. Well, those buildings right around Hudson Yards are really like just the perfect shot. It's a little difficult because I'm at an angle. I wish I was, down the river this way a little bit, down this walkway, but I found the spot I wanted to shoot from. Easy parking around here, and so it's a little bit of an angle, but still wicked cool. Well, it is pretty dark, so kind of getting the classic nighttime, late blue hour shot of Manhattan. Really spectacular. I'm having to use a very long exposure now, out to about 25 seconds because it's so dark. That will smooth out the water. Water's pretty dark anyways, you won't see much, but you will see maybe more of a glow from the buildings in the water now. Well, that was a lot of fun. I am calling it quits. I'm gonna grab some dinner, head to the airport, see my son, who I have not seen in about 10 weeks. So that will be a pleasure. Hey, if you like this video, just give me a thumbs up. Easy, doesn't cost anything, and it helps the channel. And if you like this kind of content, landscape, cityscape, architecture, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos. And until next time.